Dan, it's just me and you today.
Table for two again. Here we are.
Yeah, table for two. Chris is gone. He's got the bubble guts. He's not with us. So I ask you this question. Where do you refuse to be traded to? Because I know I sent you the clip. I don't know if anybody listening saw the clip of LeBron just talking about Orlando and how he would never, ever get traded to Orlando. It's like they say LeBron's traded to Orlando. He's like, LeBron lives in Malibu. LeBron doesn't live in Orlando. I'm retiring. And I had to ask you this. Where is Dan Knopp not being traded to? They wake up one morning and they say, Dan is traded. Where are you not getting traded to?
The first city that comes to mind is Detroit, I think. And a very, very, very close second, probably that's 1A. 1B is Buffalo, New York. No doubt about it. I want no part of either of those cultures, those winters. Just doesn't seem like a whole lot of fun in either of those cities. I know Detroit has a lot of great history and things like that, but there's not even a great winning culture anywhere there. And I don't want to do a podcast from there or anything like that, but mostly it's weather-based. And those are two cities that come to mind immediately that I want nothing to do with those winters every single year. There's no way.
Yeah, that Buffalo. I didn't even think about Buffalo. That is terrible.
Yeah.
That is absolutely terrible. Honestly, I'm not getting traded to, there are a lot of states. There's all these states in like the middle. There's like Indiana, Wisconsin.
The Midwest.
It's like the Midwest. I'm not going back. Even West Virginia plays like the weird game of like, are we in the South? Are we on the East Coast? Are we in the Midwest?
A little bit everywhere, right?
Not going back there either. Just letting you know. Not going back there either. But the first thing that came to my mind was like, it was like, Didi, you're traded to Montana. I'm like, not going. I quit.
Ooh.
Like, no.
That'd be tough.
No, not going.
Yeah. I want to avoid anywhere north of the longitude that I'm sitting on right now. And especially that big Midwest portion that you're talking about there in the part of the country. Chicago is probably the only exception, but otherwise there needs to be like a minimum number of people that live in a state for me to want to go there. Like the minimum population. Maybe we should do that. Like you've got to be in the top 15 states or else I want nothing to do with you. I don't know. That's probably how I would help cut that list down quite a bit.
Yeah, there is a big thing where it's like, because for me and you, we love concerts, and it's like, do the tours come there regularly? Like when you look at it, you know what I mean? You look at anyone's tour dates, you know the cities they're going to. I never see Montana.
Doesn't make it.
Like I don't
get on a plane or in a long car ride.
Like how big of an artist do you have to be to add like North Dakota and South Dakota? There's only so many people. Like Bruno Mars could do that.
Right.
Like, I'm like, who could do North Dakota and South Dakota? Put those on there. I don't know.
And you'd have to avoid like everywhere within hours of that because you got to assume that all of those people to fill up a stadium need to flock there. And they probably will because you don't go to any of those states. So you got to keep out of that radius there for a long time.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I truly don't even know. Like Garth Brooks, I guess, could do a show and would do a show in North and South Dakota.
Probably in the middle of nowhere like that. Yeah, if Taylor Swift did her, what was that, Lovers Tour or whatever, that was supposed to be like 4 stadiums or something in big cities, she could have probably plopped one in the middle of the country and got everybody to flock there. But boy, oh boy. Yeah, no way. Yeah, if you're not making the concert list, then I'm using my no trade clause for that city, that state.
Yeah, and also I'm not moving to Orlando either. I don't know if anyone's been to Orlando. No way.
Do it?
No way. Not moving to Orlando. There's just something about the top of Florida, like in Central, that I just am like, the weather's not all that great all the time. Like South Florida, cool. Mm-hmm. But like when you're Jacksonville and it's like Gainesville, Orlando, all that's like,
that's fair. That's
kind of just like in Georgia at that point.
You're just in Southern Georgia.
Yeah.
Extended
weird.
Georgia.
Yeah.
It's weird. Florida doesn't start really until south of Tampa Bay and in Tampa, and then you get in Miami and the Keys, and that's Florida. That's where you go to vacation. Is that Florida?
Yeah, like
the retirement half is the top half, and the vacation half is the south half.
Yeah, it's like you got to get past Bradenton before you can do it. This is where I'm going on vacation. Like no one's
That's
like,
a good barometer.
It's like no one's like, I'm going to Jacksonville on vacation. No one does that. No.
You're not doing it. You're not doing
it. Well, what's up? Welcome to the Brunch Breakdown. I'm Didi out here in Los Angeles. Dan is in Pittsburgh, and we have a lot to talk about today. One of the big things we're talking about, Coachella's back. It's back.
Hell yeah.
It's back. They announced the dates. We're going to talk all about that. And if you don't like Coachella, you probably just fast forward at that point. But we're going to talk about that. There's this insane pool in London that we are going to talk about that has went viral. It is a skyscraper infinity pool. It is wild. We're going to talk about that. The rules from the Mayweather Logan Paul fight have been released. We're going to talk about that as well, and so much more. We got a lot to get to today, but let's get it started the way we always do, with Dan telling us where we can find the Brunch Breakdown.
There he goes. I thought we were going somewhere else, but I love it. Of course, you can find this very podcast, the podcast you're listening to, the Brunch Breakdown, everywhere that you find podcasts on the internet. That includes the big players: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, SoundCloud, Stitcher, and iHeartRadio, available for you every Thursday morning. Go ahead and hit subscribe. Those episodes will come directly to you. You don't have to wait for the links or anything like that to be released on Thursday morning. Subscribe, get them directly to you, ready first thing Thursday morning. And then, of course, the full video episodes. You get to see our beautiful faces and any sort of fun things that we do as well. Those get released at 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern on our Facebook and YouTube pages. Just search Brunch Breakdown there. Available on demand at any time. You can make the premiere, watch them anytime that you'd like, just like the audio episodes. Of course, find us everywhere on social media at Brunch Breakdown. That includes Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Triller, TikTok. We're everywhere. And don't forget to find our good buddy at the Legend Status Podcast. He's also at Legend Status Pod. Good friend of ours. Might have some stuff coming up with him in the near future. Talking some beer. I think that's something he wants to do. He wants to do a little summer beer chat.
Bring him over to bring him over.
Wants to come over to Brews Day, talk some summer beers, have a seat at the table. I guess this would have been the one.
This should have been the one.
With Chris not being able to be here, call to the bullpen. But check him out as well. Check him out. Check us out everywhere.
All right, sweet. Well, let's get it started with Brews Day. And today I am clearing out my fridge still. So this is an oldie, but a great one. Golden Road, Palisades Pineapple. I talked about this a few weeks ago, and this one is just freaking great. Like, it's just amazing. I need this to be released everywhere, because you can get different Golden Roads, like all over the country. But like, I don't know if the Palisades Pineapple is everywhere, but my God, this need to be everywhere. I love Golden Road so much. This needs to be everywhere. It's just super good.
I need that. Yeah, because you're right. I've been able to get our hands on some of that out this way, but not that particular variety. I mean, it matches my freaking shirt, for crying out loud. I mean, that's money. Hello. I mean, I gotta find it. I gotta find it. Get on Untapped and do a quick search to get my hands on that. I love that. Yeah, they're Golden Road. Can't go wrong there. Love that beer choice. No, you can't go wrong there. And one of the funnier things is I've lived next to Golden Road. Like, I've lived near Golden Road like the whole time I've lived here, and you've been here a million times, and we've never gone to Golden Road. And I don't know why. It's just it's one of those things that just gets mixed up in 8 million concerts and all the things, and I just forget. So we don't often just sit around.
No, that's honestly the reason why. If we were sitting around for a second when you came to LA, I'd be like, oh, let's go to Golden Road. But no. Yeah. No.
Wow. Next time.
Yeah. Palisades Pineapple. Get your hands on it if you can. That's what I'm sipping on. Dan, what you got?
It. Well, let's stick with the pineapple theme. Why don't we? We're officially into the unofficial start of summer, right through Memorial Day weekend. Hope everybody enjoyed that. What I have is a beer from Ellicottville Brewing Company. I think pretty widespread in terms of distribution, just the name brand. But in terms of specific varieties, I have the Pineapple Upside Down Shake. It's an IPA brewed with pineapple and cherry to give you that pineapple upside down cake flavor. This is beautiful. I mean, you look at the can immediately and your eyes get drawn to it. From Ellicottville, and they do a great job with some of these dynamic flavors and flavor profiles. And for this, I've had actually quite a few pineapple upside down cake beers before. Most of them are sours, and so it's pretty tart and you get a lot of pineapple. This is an IPA, And I love how they did this because it's not too much pineapple. You do actually get the cherry, which sometimes is absent in those upside down cake ones. And you do get a hint of the cake. The hops are mild to non-existent depending on the sip, but this is a wonderful, wonderful beer. Was glad to taste it. Actually, speaking of the Legend Status podcast, the legend himself hooked me up with this one. Really, really good beer. So the pineapple upside down shake from Ellicottville Brewing. They're located up in New York, in Western New York. I think they're within road trip distance, and we're considering that sometime this summer. So if you see this one, get your hands on it.
That is nice. I like that can.
Yeah, man.
That's
Beautiful
great can art.
It's scream
Beautiful.
summer. Yeah, you can't miss it. It's bright, bold, beautiful. Perfect.
Well, cheers, Dan.
Pineapple thing. Cheers, brother.
Cheers, pineapple. We're on the same page.
That's right.
You can just feel it. Coachella's back because we're on the same page. You can just feel it. Feel it.
Yes.
All right. Well, let's get random topics off our chests. It is time to woosah. Get it off your chest, Dan. What you got?
So I'm going to have a disclaimer at the front of this. So I want to make sure I say this before I start my get off my chest segment for today. What I'm about to say is not targeted at somebody in particular. I mean that about friends who may think that I'm talking about them, siblings. My older sister may think I'm talking about her, and I'll probably get a text at some point this weekend when she hears it and says something about it. But just know I had this thought generally, and it's all kind of come together. I'm not targeting any of you. This is really actually kind of at school districts. So, Didi, I know you're not here yet. You're probably not that far away from, but this graduating middle school and kindergarten garbage just has to stop. It has to stop. What are we doing? This is nonsense. And yeah, school districts, I'm blaming you because you put on these little ceremonies and stuff like that. Just stop with all of it. Okay. I looked this up to clarify, make sure I'm not going crazy because we didn't have this growing up.
No,
we certainly didn't, right? You didn't, Didi. Okay. A graduate, that by definition, the noun is a person who has successfully completed a course of study or training, especially a person who has been awarded an undergraduate academic degree. Doesn't qualify for middle school, elementary school, in kindergarten. Okay. Now, that's graduate. To graduate, the verb is successfully complete an academic degree, course of training, or high school. High school. That's the barometer. That's the floor of graduating anything. You don't graduate from kindergarten. You don't graduate from elementary school, and you don't graduate from middle school. It doesn't happen. Okay. There's no degrees or diplomas involved with any of those. It's just like this whole participation trophy culture that everybody's a part of now, that we don't need to do that. We don't need parties or ceremonies. We especially don't need caps and gowns. That's absolutely insane and a complete waste of money and time. I'm pleading with this newer generation because that's what's happening. It's people that are our age, a bit older, that have kids now and are going through this because we didn't grow up with crap like this. Okay. You don't give out medals in the middle of a marathon, right? Hey, you made it a third of the way. Here's your third of the way medal. You made it half the way. We'll give you a half the way medal. It doesn't happen. Okay. You got to get through all the years before you truly get celebrated. High school graduation, college graduation. You can graduate big ones from there. If you're going to be a doctor, MD, law school, graduate school, whatever it is, graduate school. To graduate, you got to hit those levels of achievement. So please, enough with the big charade about graduating from these small school levels.
I like it. So my daughter, 2 years old, had picture day at her school. I even think picture day is too early for a 2-year-old, to be completely honest. I'm like, what are we doing here? A 2-year-old doesn't need the picture day. But anyways, she had picture day. But when I went in to pick her up, because the picture where they're taking it was like in the front room where you like grab your kid when they leave, there was a kid in full cap and gown taking their photo. And I was like,
No.
I didn't get a professional picture of me in my cap and gown when I graduated from college.
Right.
Like, I don't have a professional picture of me in a cap and gown from high school or college. I just realized high school. No, I didn't get one in high school either. High school or college. Do I have a picture in my cap and gown that is like professional? Yeah. And there's a kid who I'm assuming was graduating from 4 years old to kindergarten. I have no idea. Like, graduating from 4 years old to kindergarten now has a picture in their cap and gown that they had to have. And it's not like it was the only one. It's like you see there's pictures on the wall. It's like, this is what you do when you can be in that preschool till you're like 6 years old. So I guess I don't know. She's moving on to the first grade, I guess. I don't know. So stupid.
Right. Yeah. Every time you move buildings doesn't mean you have to have a graduation ceremony. It just, and again, disclaimer on the back end, if you think I'm talking about you, I'm not, but I'm just talking about your group and the people that make those decisions. Please stop.
I love it. I love it.
Getting a text. I know it. I'm getting a text this week.
Absolutely. 1,000%. Oh, boys. All right. So here's what I got to get off my chest. I shot a commercial about a week or so ago, right?
Yeah.
And it was super cool. It's like commercial doing, principal actor. So that means like I was like one of the leads. So that was like super fun. And it's very cushy when that happens, right? So like people are asking if you need anything all the time. And there's a lot of like sitting down and like waiting, right? I got home and I was so tired. Okay. I was super tired. I did nothing. I walked and I talked. I did absolutely nothing. And I came home, I was like, man, I'm so tired. And Siobhan was like, yeah, like super tired. And all I could think about was my dad and how like my dad worked in a mill for like a billion years. Is like one of the hardest working people I know. And like I actually followed my dad around at his job several times and like was dead tired and couldn't do anything for like 3 days after working with him for one day. So like it just made me think in my head, like I'm sitting here so tired. And my dad works in a mill, but my dad always told me anytime I screwed up in school, he was always like, do you want to work in the mill your whole life? And I was like, no. And he was like, that's right. I don't want you to. And now I don't. I'm doing the exact opposite thing. And it really hit me as I was super tired from sitting down and eating and walking and talking. And that's what I did for like 8 hours. And I was so tired when I got home. So shouts to my dad. I'm doing what you said to do. The exact opposite.
Doing the exact opposite. Still just as tired.
And I had to get that off my chest. And I feel like anybody from the Midwest can like understand that. There's some steel mills, plastic plants, like so many things like run all these towns. And like, I feel like we've all, like a lot of us have had those conversations with our parents where it's just like, we don't want you to work in the mill for your whole life or whatever. Some do. Hey, whatever, do what you want. But like my dad was like, no, I don't want you to. And I was like, man, I'm doing what you said. Like, yeah. I'm a cushy fake actor. I don't know.
Yeah. Now, how do you think like they feel when even within the past 12 months, any complaint or level of exhaustion from people that work at home and literally go from like a chair to a couch, be like, man, what a day. I just need to relax. Can you imagine what our parents' generation would think when they hear shit like that?
Yeah. Like, I didn't even think about that. I'm like, yeah, like literally we've all been like, oh my God, I can't log on to this. I can't log on to another meeting. I can't like
Zoom fatigue, all of that stuff. And like, I'm going back, I'm not voluntarily, but going back into the office next week, I probably will be tired. It'll probably take my body a couple of weeks to get used to less sleep and all. And that's just normal life. And my job is, I sit in a chair and I'll walk around a couple of times. The exhaustion is mental. That's a real thing. But like the physical exhaustion when you get home, boy, oh boy, I'll be ready to be pinned up on the couch for a couple of weeks when the Olympics come on. I'll be ready because I'll probably be exhausted from sitting at my other desk at work rather than in my home office.
Dude, have you put on like you've had to go to work like a few times? Like you had to go to work like for a while, but like putting on pants again is tough. Like having to do stuff without basketball shorts on for me is weird. Like it's a rough life out here, man. I didn't realize how hard it was going to be to like get back into life. Because now that, I'm doing auditions and stuff and like having to do more stuff in person, which is cool, but it's like, wait, like putting on pants, walking with jeans is hard. I like needed to practice. Like I needed to like stretch in the jeans just to like, just to get ready for the day. Like I'm like a sprinter or something. I don't know. Wearing jeans is tough.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to going back to that old wardrobe. And I talked about this a couple of weeks ago, how I think that wardrobe should evolve. We talked about the golf course wardrobe, how it should work in the conference room, right? If it works on the 18th hole, the 19th hole, let it work in the conference room. But yeah, going back into full-fledged business attire, I'm not looking forward to that life whatsoever. That's the one day a week I was able to handle. It seems like just a one-time occasion, get home and tear it all off. But every day now, man, I'm going to be complaining about it. I'm going to be tired and have to lay on the couch all night as a result of the collars and buttons on my shirt.
You got to tell your boss, like, loosen up those buttons, baby. You got to do it. Like, tell your boss. Let's do a whole presentation titled "Loosen Up Your Buttons." Let's go.
I love it. I'm ready. I'll make that happen.
Oh, well, let's get into the main course. And this is something that I forgot to mention during Brews Day. Budweiser, they are giving away free beer if we get to the 70% vaccination threshold that everybody's been telling us about since the vaccines were put out, even before the vaccines were put out. And they say they're giving $5 gift cards away for this. So, Dan, what do you think about this? Budweiser, you are a fan of beer.
I am a fan of beer.
What do you think?
Which is why I'm not a fan of Budweiser. But I find this interesting because a lot of those, we went over those state incentives a couple of weeks ago, right? Mm-hmm. The incentives to get the vaccine. And now like the last major one was this mask mandate. And even a lot of states are pulling back on that. Pennsylvania being one of them. It's like June 28th. You either hit 70% or June 28th. That's the mark. It doesn't matter.
Oh, damn.
June 28th or before. And we're not going to hit 70% before June 28th. But
no.
So I feel like that was the last great incentive for people not have to worry about the mask thing in different businesses and that's going away in a lot of states. So Budweiser's like, let's try this one more time before July 4th. Let's hit that number. I think it's within reach. We're making progress here, right? We're starting to get a semblance back of some normalcy. So as much as I'm not a fan of Budweiser anymore, right? Everybody drank Bud Light. We all been there. We all been down that road. All right. I haven't been drinking craft beer for 15 years, but I like it. I give them credit. I don't know what I'll do with mine. Probably donate it, something like that. But I at least got to give them credit for just trying to do one more like nationwide big pull. And to be honest, be careful how I say this. I think it's fair to say the percentage of the population that hasn't been vaccinated or is choosing not to may be big fans of Budweiser and Bud Light. So maybe they know their clientele and they're really trying to hit it home. So credit to that. Credit for that.
Yes. And honestly, with that being said, I really think that everybody needs to do this. McDonald's needs to do this. Like every fast food chain needs to do this. Popeyes, like what's it down south? Bojangles. Everyone needs to do this. Like, because we pretty much know, you can look it up, like the clientele, the fact, like where they're coming from that aren't getting vaccinated, that are bringing this number down.
Yeah.
Telling you, free Budweiser, get some free Bud Heavy, McDonald's, everything. They all need to do this because I don't know what else you're going to do. Because like you said with PA, like they're just saying, hey man, if you guys ain't got it by June 28th, like fuck it, like who cares? And I feel like that's basically what every state is about to do, because California, same thing, it's June 14th, and then there's like other days, but there's like a cutoff, and I think it's like the 3rd of July. They're just like, we're not policing people at the beach this 4th of July. Like it's, you know what I mean? We're just not doing it, because you put everybody in like risk of just of harassing people. And it's like police officers are like, nah, we're good. We get enough good press. Like we're done. Like I'm good on messing with people's masks on the 4th of July. So like this is done. And and I think we need to have this last ditch effort up till the 4th of July to try to get to the 70%. Like everyone do it. I don't care. Like every huge fast food chain needs to get this done. $5. Let's go.
I love it, man. I love that idea. You're right. You got to hit the demo. That's the target demo.
Yes.
And you got to have something that has nationwide reach, even the regional ones, like you mentioned. You got to go after that demo. If you threw in $5 McDonald's, $5 Budweiser, add up. Those start to add up. There's a reason why they had what we claimed as the greatest vaccine incentive happened in Alabama with Talladega Motor Speedway, which, by the way, I heard from a lot of people that heard that on our podcast a couple of weeks ago, and they couldn't believe it. And some of them wanted to drive down there. How
Dude,
amazing!
I wanted to drive down there, man. I'm telling you, I would have figured out. I would have gotten you guys to do this if we all lived in the same place. We would have went down. Like,
I love it.
Insane.
Yeah. Applebee's, throw Applebee's in there. They're eating good in the neighborhood. They've got their welcome back Cotter commercial going. Those are everywhere. Okay. Mm-hmm. Those are everywhere. And I think people would flock to get back to the neighborhood grill if they were getting a couple bucks shaved off, if you went in there with some juice in your arm. So
yeah,
let's make it happen. This is final stretch, right? Throw all the incentives at the wall. Yeah. Let's go for it. Let's hit that 70 number.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Cause we're talking like $5. You know what I mean? So like Walmart, let's go. Like Target,
that's the
$5. Those are go.
Huge. And not everybody's going to take it, right?
No.
You offer it. I'm not reaching after my $5 Budweiser coupon, but there are certainly people that will. So you're not just giving away money. You're doing right. You're doing a good thing. You're making it safe for everybody.
Exactly.
Got to get these bars back up and running, man. Got to get them back up and running.
Let's go. We need to get that going. All right. Well, let's get into our next topic. Coachella is back. They announced it 2 weekends in April, which also big thing with Coachella. Siobhan mentioned this to me. She was like, so why is it the third weekend? Oh, because not only is Coachella coming back, it's coming back in a 5 paycheck month, baby. It's coming back. Oh yeah. Extra money to spend. 5 paycheck month is where it's coming back. Yeah. Cause I saw the date 15th and 22nd. I was like, that's weird. Like that seems late. Like it's usually like those for that second week, but no, we got a 5 paycheck month in April, baby. So Coachella's coming back and taking all your money.
I love it. And well, the way that they're doing the pricing this year is they're willing to take all of your money, right? Because there's these tiers, depending on when you buy the ticket, they go up, I think $25. And there's 3 tiers there because they're like, no difference in tiers, just depends on when you buy. I'm like, why are you doing this? Because we skipped it last year.
Yeah.
That's why you're going to try to get some extra money. And then you find out the total after fees and you're like, oh yeah, this is expensive. It's in the years that we've gone, the price has certainly gone up, but the extra paycheck month will certainly help. So shouts to that. Yeah. April 15th through the 17th and 22nd through the 24th. Boy, am I glad we didn't pick April 9th for a wedding day, because that was the other option on the calendar. It was 2 dates, May 21st, April 9th. And boy, we lucked out.
I would have killed you if you picked April 9th, because that's when I assumed Coachella was going to be. So I would have killed you for that.
Yeah.
But I guess we would have went the weekend too. I don't know.
We would have
honeymoon starts weekend
too. Yeah. Yeah. But super, super excited. We've been waiting so long to find out, right? Because it's been a mess with Coachella, where obviously it was supposed to happen last spring. Then it was pushed to October. Then there was thoughts that could it happen in April 2021? We never heard anything. There were rumors swirling everywhere. You were keeping me updated. What's going on? October of this year, what's happening? And here we are. Finally, this is right around announcement time. So this was welcomed very, very much with open arms. So we've got pre-sale this week. Can you believe that? We got pre-sale this week.
I'm so excited. I don't know what are you going to do when you get to the fields? I might cry. I might cry. There'll be dust in my eyes, so it'll already be water in or whatever. But I just, because a rickshaw will come past me and just blow everything in my face. But I might cry when I get back to the fields. It's just, I can't believe it'll be 3 years since the last time we've been there.
That's going to be wild to really comprehend all of that it'll been 3 years apart. Now, you and I have been to 4.
Yeah.
And like I mentioned last time, this was our get that one for the thumb, make it around 5. And people have called us out for saying it's the last ride for the 3rd consecutive year, but you know what? That's okay. That's okay. This one might actually be, but there'll be all of those emotions coming together. Yeah. I don't know how I'll feel. It'll be naturally there'll be opportunities to be around large gatherings of people prior to then, but that's like 125,000 people.
Yeah.
So there's going to be hugs given out to strangers.
Oh,
It's going to be, I mean, if this is our last one, this is a way to go out where we had it taken away, stolen from us, had to wait, and now get to go back after all this time. There will be certainly a lot of motion, maybe some grass kissing. Yeah, grass kissing, not ass kissing. But I wouldn't be surprised if I pop right down on there, smooched on those thin pieces of green. But whew, I'm ready. I'm not physically ready. I'm mentally ready. But because there's so much more to go, right? We have to buy the passes,
yeah.
and then we don't know the lineup till January.
No.
And that's going to be pretty fascinating, right? Because other festivals that take place in the fall have already announced, and they're going to like Lollapalooza, Bonnaroo, they're happening this fall. And so they already had their lineups out and have kind of used similar lineups to what was announced to the last pre-canceled festival, right? But for Coachella, like you're saying, that's a big gap in time where it's just not gonna, it can't work that way. In my opinion, I don't think it's gonna work that way. Now, some of it can be the same, but to wait all that time and run with even the same headliners, to recall people's memory, the previously announced Coachella headliners were Rage Against the Machine, Travis Scott, and Frank Ocean. Do you see any or all of those still retaining that headlining spot next year?
The Rage I could see, just because they're like, that's basically what they're going to be doing, is probably doing festivals and stuff like that. Because like, when you go on these like reunion tours, like, and theirs got snatched away, when they can do it, they're just going to do it. But Frank Ocean, no. What? No, like what?
Right.
No, because Frank. Who knew if Frank was even going to show up if Coachella didn't get? I mean, that was the thing. We didn't know if Frank was going to show up anyways. Travis Scott, maybe. Because Travis Scott's a humongous artist anyway, so it's like he could do it. But I wouldn't be surprised if it were completely changed. But at least one of the names, I think, one of the headliners, at least, if not two of them, I think are going to be completely different.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with you there. I could see Rage doing it. I know they at one point canceled their tour and postponed it. I don't follow them closely enough to know, but it made me question whether or not they were going to still do Coachella if they were offered. But I think there was a lot building up around that that was their comeback. So crazy, right? Rage Against the Machine, right. My Chemical Romance, like these bands that have been gone for so long had these comebacks and just could completely shut down.
Completely shut down.
The tours, everything, they were ready and nothing. And so they still haven't been able to do that. They're not really releasing new music. And so they wait.
Yeah.
And a band like My Chemical Romance, they're on some headlining festivals and they decide they're going to not play it all in 2021. So they're on them in 2022. Not that I think they'll be at Coachella, but crazy to think that things happen for them.
Oh, there's just they could be like, I feel like now it's just I'm very interested to see how these lineups go, because a lot of money is put into this stuff, but then it's also there are some people in the Coachella lineup that like were hot in January of 2020, but are they still hot in January of 2022? Right. April in 2022, you know what I mean? Some people have gotten much bigger, so it'll be interesting because like Doja Cat is humongous. She was like way low in the thing, and we were like, oh yeah, she's pretty good. And now like she's she'll be headlining her own tour, you know? And it's like people like, like the Baby and stuff were on there too. And it's like he's headlining hip hop festivals. It's a big difference now than what it was, and what it will be. I mean, we're like just less than a year out from it. I think it said 318 days yesterday. So like I don't know who's going to be on this lineup.
That build up to the January release is going to be like no other, right? Because we're just going to be and naturally the rumors come out and they're not always accurate. They maybe usually get one of them right in the terms of the headliners, but the anticipation for that, because obviously people are going to be super, super excited, super, super anxious. And I hope they come out swinging. We've been lucky enough to, in my opinion, witness some of the greatest collection of headliners in history, especially years 3 and 4 for us were unbelievable because usually there's a headliner that you don't really worry about.
That's true.
That used to be that way
Always.
for us, right?
Yeah.
I'm talking to you, LCD Sound System. I'm talking to you, Guns N' Roses. Okay, thank you, Grimes. By the way,
LCD Sound System. I still don't know a song by LCD Sound System, but I know Ray
No.
Shrimmerd was on when they were on, and that was awesome.
Talking to you, I'll offend a lot of people by saying this. I'm talking to you, Radiohead. There's just one night where we can say we don't have to worry about the headliners, but lately that's gone out the window. It's been much, much more mainstream, and so it'll be interesting to see if they continue with that trend. I mean, Rage is a little bit of nostalgia there, so they were kind of going back to that, but the year that Dua Lipa had last year, she's just going to get overlooked because that album will be a year and a half, almost 2 years old by the time Coachella comes around. Like, you know what I mean? Like Megan Thee Stallion is huge right now, and she's on a lot of these fall festivals. Is there enough, momentum to get that into next spring for her to be a headliner? I don't know.
Yeah. Like, just think about how long it was ago. Like, we saw Lizzo in a tent at our last, like, not on the main stage, not in the biggest tent, like a second tier tent.
Right.
Like, what?
A lot has changed.
Like, a lot has changed in 3 years. So I can't wait. I wish we could like fast forward to January right now so we could just like get to the lineup. But I'm so excited it's back. I'm ready to start looking at houses again. I'm ready.
Let's book it all early. Book it all now. Ready for it.
Yep.
One person that we know won't be there or even a headliner who, based on album release and tour schedule and momentum swing, would be Billie Eilish. But according to the rules, we looked at this today. Her tour ends in Los Angeles on April 9th. And you might think, oh, well, that's convenient. She'll just drive over. What's the, how many days out can it be? Like 100 miles within?
Yeah, it's like 100 miles within it's like, because I think you can play in San Francisco, but like that's the closest that you can play.
Yeah.
But you can't, but she has like all the LA shows like the week before Coachella. So like it's not happening. Now,
that doesn't mean that she couldn't show up with somebody.
Yeah.
Which now I'm expecting that. So great. I'm glad I just did that to myself. I'm going to be talking that up all week, like our friend Christy did, and she's probably listening and knows that I'm calling out that she like predicted Justin Bieber was going to come out with like half of the artists a couple of years ago, and he never did. She's like, I know Bieber will be there. I know he will. And we're like, okay. He didn't.
And he didn't show up.
So that'll be me next year. Christy, you can do that to me next year when I'm saying, Billie Eilish, she's just finished in LA. She's here. It's huge. The tour, whatever. Now I'm very lucky. Speaking of which, by the way, quick tangent for me. That tour is almost basically sold out. I was very lucky enough to get floor tickets to see Billie Eilish when she comes to Pittsburgh.
Ooh.
I am super excited about that. So that's in February next year. Didi, what's your first concert you're going to? Do you know yet?
I don't know yet. Honestly, I'm waiting because I'm waiting to see what, it looks like a lot of people are putting Los Angeles on their dates in the fall. Because, we're not like Texas. We're not like some other places, Florida or whatever, that are like wide open and people are going to tour there this summer. People are like, I don't know how many people we can get into a place in LA. So like, it's probably going to be in the fall. I don't know who yet though. I'm just kind of waiting to see, because a lot of the people I wanted to see like are, pushing their stuff back till 2022 already.
Sure.
So we'll see. I don't know yet, but I can't wait for that moment.
Yeah.
I'm really excited.
It's interesting because we're seeing that a little bit here too, but the venues for the fall shows are almost all outdoor shows. We're not seeing a lot of arena shows or anything like that. I think that's because of what you spoke to there, because they couldn't consecutively go on a tour from state to state comfortable in an arena. You have to plan these things so far in advance. You can't just put it together, right? Hell, we don't even know when the other sports are going to start back up when they're playing those arenas and how that's going to work. Get to work around all that stuff too. But so they're starting in September in Pennsylvania. Is the first time we're starting to see shows that I'd be interested in. I should say there's some like smaller shows I think coming before that. Um, but I almost thought like that first show is going to be so momentous for people like you and I
Yeah.
that go to shows so regularly, and to have it just completely pulled away and then to be able to go back to that first one is going to be euphoric. But I don't want it to be like a mid-tier show. I want it to
Yeah.
be a good
Yeah.
show.
Yeah. I
Right?
don't want to go see like somebody's first tour, where you like
Right.
don't know if they're going to be a good performer yet.
Yeah.
I kind of want it to be big. It's like one of the things, I had tickets to go see The Weeknd. Was it like 2 years ago now? It feels like it's forever ago that I had tickets to
Yeah.
go see The Weeknd, and got the refund or whatever. Now he's not coming back until I think like March of next year or something like that. It's like I want it to be somebody like that.
Right.
I want it to be somebody I know I'm going to see an incredible show. So like, because I've seen some small artists like Breland is coming to, he'll be in LA in like October. I'm excited to see him, but like, I don't know how that's gonna go. I want to see somebody like big
Right. And I don't
for
know
that
how to
first show.
I don't know how to wait for that, because the first one that actually just got announced today, that's maybe not big to everybody, but big in my heart. Churches is going back out on tour, and they are coming back to Pittsburgh for the first time in a long, long time, November 22nd, the week of Thanksgiving. It's going to be a delight. So I'm that's what I'm most super excited for. I told you Billie Eilish is in February, long way to go there. But the first one that's on our books right now is in September, is Glass Animals. And it's an artist that me and Shannon have wanted to see. We were huge fans of their last album. It'll be at an outdoor venue, which makes it all the better. But I don't know if that'll have the feel, because neither of us have seen them before. We won't know the words to every single one of their songs, but a lot of them. We've become bigger fans of them since their album that came out last year. So that's a mid-tier show. Maybe I need a mid-tier to get back into it, but I feel like there's going to be so much emotion that it kind of needs to be grandiose, and I don't want to miss a show for that, but also like I'm ready to go back to shows, but I want it to be spectacular.
Yeah, I could have that nervous energy, but I mean, I'm excited to get back to shows. I'm super excited to get back to shows. I can't wait.
Man.
And just seeing that Coachella is back, seeing all of, like the posters and stuff, and getting pre-sale emails.
I
like,
know.
I couldn't. I got a pre-sale email for the Jonas Brothers, and I like jumped out of my seat. I was like, "Oh my god, people were doing shows at the Hollywood Bowl."
Pre-sale emails are back. Let's go.
Seriously, I was blown away by that. So I don't know. I'm excited to just be around strangers again. I can't wait. And sing songs. I just hope people at concerts act better than what NBA fans are acting like right now.
Oh gosh, all. Seriously.
Yeah.
Get it together, people. Come on.
Get it together. All right. Well, from Coachella to another party, there's a pool in London that is incredible. It is an infinity pool off a skyscraper. It is completely see-through at the bottom, and it just looks like they just put like a glass bridge and filled it with water, and that's where it is. I can't believe, one, that Vegas didn't do this first. I can't believe this is just like in London, which is cold most of the time or rainy most of the time.
Yeah.
But they beat everyone to this, and I can't believe it. But it's the most incredible thing I've ever seen.
It is wild to see the video footage of this pool. It's not small.
No.
It's a long pool. Okay. So the skyscrapers they're huge. So they can't be that tall. Like, how does this happen? Like, I watch these shows from time to time about the engineering of these like crazy wild buildings. And I think most people know that buildings that are taller will have to have some sort of wiggle room from the wind. They shift a lot, not like 3 to 4 inches, like 2 feet sometimes, depending on the wind. Like the Statue of Liberty does it. Like all these skyscrapers do it. How in the literal hell does that pool accommodate for any movement? Like both skyscrapers have to move at the same time, and the pool, it's all glass. It's like you said, it's an infinity pool. You could see straight down, straight to the side. I get freaking chills just looking at it and thinking about it, man.
100 feet in the air this is between two skyscrapers, completely see through to the bottom. Like, engineers and aquarium designers made this thing happen. I just,
Wow.
it's 82 feet long. So it's large.
It's long.
Like, it's what I mean. Like, this is a huge bridge that can, it's like if you, because I think you mostly see this with like hospitals, like bridges that connect buildings.
Yes.
And that's like what it reminds me of. It's like a hospital, a huge hospital bridge that connects you to this building, but no, it's a pool.
And yeah, I don't know how London beat Vegas to this. I really don't. And you could see in the video that there's people out there enjoying it already. This is certainly a more of a Vegas type of thing, but I can't imagine the cost in the engineering that went into this thing. It's going to be this huge tourist attraction, but I mean, could you do it?
Yeah, I could do it. I'd have
really?
I could do it. I'd have to do it. Maybe I'd be like freaked out by it. I use green ketchup as a barometer of like things that like I like think are good, and then like when I get to it, I can't touch it. Just looks like green, like I don't know, boogers are coming out of your burger, and you're just like, oh, it's disgusting. Yeah. Maybe I'd get to it and be like, I'd look down and see the street. I don't know. But like, I don't know if you're gonna piss your pants doing something, I guess it's a good place.
I guess. I mean, I think I would probably be able to handle, like I'm talking myself almost out of this, the infinity pool at like the Palms in Vegas, right? Where it like hangs out over the side of the building. You can kind of see, I don't think I could do this one in London. I think I'd be way too freaked out. And yeah, you'd probably be able to see through the pool. You wouldn't be, it'd be kind of cloudy. You know, you'd probably have your horizon, and then it'd be sort of clear through the bottom of the pool.
Right down to the street.
There's no way. It's
right down to the street. Like,
I could barely stand over that little glass box at the Palms when we were at that club there that looked straight down to the street. What is that, the Ghost Bar or whatever it is? I could barely stand on that thing, and it was super thick. But there's no way. There's no way I could do this.
Oh man. Another thing about this and why, like, I don't know how Vegas didn't do this. I don't know how Miami didn't do this. Dubai of all places, Dubai does the crazy, like, I don't think they have any restrictions on what you can build over there. They just do crazy shit. And like, I'm surprised that didn't do it. Like, some place they can use this for like, all year round, or like at least 8, 9, 10 months out of the year. Right. London, they're using this till August. So what, you're just gonna have this glass floating thing of water just like chilling there in like September, October, November? Like, it's just gonna be frozen at one point.
I was gonna say, how cold does it actually get in London where do they have to worry about this thing like freezing?
I don't.
They'd have to drain the pool. How do you fill a pool like that?
I have no idea.
There's another question.
Because how do you drain it? Because it didn't look like
this was a rain shower
like
today, everybody.
Because listen, it didn't look like this was some like kid-friendly pool. Like, this looked like people were like with the lounge chairs and partying around it. So I'm just like, and now that the whole world knows about this thing, people are going to be going to this thing. If there are any drinks around it, that means drinks are going to be falling into it. We know what pool parties look like. That's just what they are. So you're going to have to drain this thing all the time. How do you drain a pool that doesn't go into the ground?
100 feet up in the air, a huge pool, 100 feet up in the air. How do you drain it? And then how do you fill it?
Is it just like car wash day? If you like go, just like, oh, everybody
just
come underneath.
Right. That's a great question, because they have to drain it. They have to.
It's 67 degrees today in London.
It's glass. And if that thing froze, there's no way the engineering that'll have to go into that just seems mind-boggling. The amount of weight alone, but then you're going to add like ice and then any snow. Oof.
Okay, so I'm fascinated by this. All right, so snow's rare in London.
Okay.
The coldest it really gets is like 33, but the thing is, it doesn't really get that hot there. That's the reason why it rains so much. So like, it stays in the temp where it can rain a lot. So that's not like pool weather. It's like,
so even if it doesn't freeze and it doesn't snow and all that, you can't use it.
Yeah, you can't use it though. Like you're just gonna be sitting there and cold. Like I'm not going in that pool 45. I'm not 100 feet in the air. It's already colder. So you need it to be like warmer if you're gonna be that high up in the air.
Yeah.
And so
and then you're gonna be feeling the pool move because of the wind, because it'll be so windy and cold. Can you imagine that?
You got me freaked out with this whole like with the swaying while I'm up there, because then that would just be like,
I don't know. That's it. I'd be interesting to see what the people think, what our listeners think. Let us know at Brunch Breakdown. Would you take a dive in the infinity pool in the air in London? Only in the summer. Apparently, only good for the summer.
Boy, I'm scared, but I'm intrigued. I'm also terrified. I don't know. We'll see. We'll report back. Dan's bachelor party is going to be in London, so we'll report back.
There's the announcement.
There is. All right. Let's get into Brunch Court, Dan, because we've been talking and we've been going. Let's get into Brunch Court right now. What do we got for Brunch Court, man?
Well, we have some interesting things for Brunch Court today. I'm going to start with something I'm not so thrilled to share, and we're not even going to show it, right? You know, because it's that disgusting. We got to give Chris credit for bringing this to the table. Literally, this is a real thing. Chocolate covered cicadas, limited edition 2021 cicada summer tour is how these are being billed. These are being listed. These are not a joke. They've been gathered from Maryland, and this is serious. Let me see. They offer milk chocolate with bay spice. There you go, from Maryland. Milk chocolate with cinnamon, or dark chocolate with cinnamon. And I'm telling you, this photo is not a joke either. These are real chocolate covered cicadas. And you get a dozen of them for the low price of just $22. A dozen chocolate covered cicadas, the flavor of your choosing. Yeah, you're choosing. This is the company. I was so freaked out for just $22. I'm looking at the ingredient list, and the first thing, fresh young adults, cicadas, vegetable oil, and cinnamon. Pretty disgusting, but we're bringing this to Brunch Court. And I gotta get your thoughts.
Listen, if you are afraid to get vaccinated, but you'll eat a chocolate covered cicada, go to London and jump off of the pool. Like, jump off. Like, seriously, I can't with this. This is, hey, I mean, shouts to anybody who's resourceful. Like, hey, listen, cicadas, it's cicada season. You know, they come around every 17 years, and this person was ready. I am going to capture them. I am going to put chocolate on them and see how many people buy them. Like, hey, you are a hell of a salesman. But no, I couldn't do this, dude. I couldn't do this.
It says, it lists here, many scientists, including those who study cicadas, recommend human consumption of periodic cicadas, as local wildlife do not rely on them for survival. They don't even rely on themselves, right? Because they freaking mate and die.
Yeah, they die.
Crying out loud. They're a great protein source. Most cultures eat them for both survival and enjoyment. Aristotle enjoyed them. John the Baptist survived the desert with them, and Bob Dylan wrote a song about them, of course. So that just makes it a regular thing to do. Hell no. You have lost your mind. There's a reason these aren't sold out yet, right? Yeah. There's a reason these aren't sold out. This is, why am I continuing to look at this thing? It's just so freaking disgusting. Seeing the listing pulled up. I mean, we'll throw the link out there so you can believe us and show you that this is a real thing, that it's chocolate covered cicadas. This might be the largest guilty party in the history of Brunch Court. This deserves severe punishment, locked up for a long time. I mean, I get there's a million of these things, and what else are you going to do with them? But if you think eating them is a good idea, I've got no words for you. I've got no words for you. You couldn't pay me $2,200 to eat one of these. Couldn't do it. Maybe the dark chocolate, but maybe not.
Dude, I killed one recently in my house, in my garage, and I was like, this is just disgusting. Like, I did not miss you guys whatsoever. They're just so big,
right,
and gross. It's not like this is something that like you could like pop. Like, you literally have to like enjoy this.
This,
You know what I
isn't
mean?
one bite. This isn't one pop.
It's not a one bite.
Stop.
Like, this is a, like, you have to like literally know, like, you can't just pop in this thing. Like, you're like, I know I'm eating a cicada. I'm thinking about eating the cicada as I'm like crunching it in my mouth. It's like, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And it's got to be crunchy. And the shape, I mean, I hate to provide this detail. They're not like chocolate covered where they look just like a mound of chocolate or a log. You can kind of get the shape with these chocolate covered cicadas. It's guilty to the utmost degree, charged, lock them up. Can't do it.
Get it out.
All
right. We'll go to the next one.
Next one. This one's a little bit more enjoyable. And probably you'll need a couple of these once you have your chomp down on your chocolate covered cicadas. A couple of weeks ago, we talked about Truly and their frozen seltzer pops, right? Well, the good people at Budweiser, they're getting all over this episode. I'll tell you what, we now have Bud Light Seltzer frozen icicles. So Bud Light Seltzer getting into the game. If you've seen the tie-dye pack of Bud Light Seltzer for the summer, these are one and the same. So they've got your tie-dyed pack all over it. We've got the 3 flavors, it looks like here. You get 4 of each, 4 cherry limeade, 4 blue raspberry, and 4 summer ice. Frozen icicle Bud Light seltzers in the tie-dyed pack. Didi, what are your thoughts?
Oof. I mean, listen, I figured once Truly did it, someone else was going to do this.
Had to, right?
But Bud Light Seltzer, that does not make me excited. Does not make me excited for this. But I mean, but people are going to enjoy these. And it is something, if someone passes it to me, I'm going to have it because it's an alcoholic. I mean, it's an alcoholic freeze pop.
Yeah.
Like, you can't, like, it doesn't get any better than that. Like, right. I'm all for this. Just, wish it was something else, not Bud Light Seltzer.
Right. That's certainly not my favorite choice. I'm not a huge seltzer guy to begin with, but I was all for the Truly. I was all for those ones. Yeah, Bud Light, don't love the name on it for sure, but I'm probably the same with you, where if out by the pool, out at a party, and these are what's there, you're damn right I'm trying one of these. Oh, yeah. You're damn right. I don't know if I'm buying a box of 12. These are 5% ABV, by the way. I think that's pretty close to what Truly was. And, what do we have here? Less than a gram of, what is that? Sugar? Get out of here. 100 calories. Can't go wrong. Perfect for summer. I hope this becomes more of a trend.
Same.
Of this type of thing, right? There's breweries that do slushies. There's ciders and meaderies that do slushies. This is the frozen freezy pop, the icicle, as they're calling it. We just need, bigger names step up in the game. So I gotta say I'm in favor of it just because they are only the second ones to do it. Maybe if they were third, fourth in line, I'd say no, but cherry limeade, blue raspberry, summer ice, I think I'd be all about that summer ice flavor.
Yeah. I mean, because listen, like we said a few weeks back, Truly's only going to be in so many states. Bud Light's going to be everywhere.
Yes. Great point.
That's
damn it. Yeah. And these are
where
going
it
to
kind of jumps in.
Pennsylvania, and Truly is not.
They're going to be everywhere. So like, this is probably the one that you're going to be able to, it's going to be the most accessible to everyone, because I don't know how these Truly things are going to sell. Like, people might just like jump on them on June 28th and they'll be like, we ain't got any more. Like, and that's it. So yeah, this might be the one. So shouts to Bud Light, and also vaccine incentive. Friggin' $5 off these things. Get your vaccine.
Dude, no doubt. Yeah. These are, that's hitting that demo, and I'm taking the $5 at that point to use on these. Got a couple bucks off.
I get vaxxed again. Why
Yeah,
not?
go back again. Get another one. My
Go
right
back.
arm. Go with the
Yeah,
right arm.
let's
Why
go.
not? I love it. I love it.
Oh gosh. All right, we have one more. Are we good?
That's all we got.
All right, that is what we got for Brunch Courts, and let's get into what we're listening to. Dan, what are you listening to this week?
21 Pilots. No, I'm kidding. I wouldn't do that for the, I think, third or fourth week in a row. But if you haven't enjoyed Scale and Icy, I don't know.
Get on it.
Yeah, no 21 Pilots this week. Although if Chris doesn't give us his songs, we'll see. I don't want too short of a playlist. We got to give the people what they want. Anyways, starting off this week with somebody who we haven't heard from in 2 years. Dee, we were able to see them at Coachella, believe it or not. Fell in love with her there. I'm talking about Sigrid. She's back. We saw her back in 2018. She's been quiet. And part of the reason of that was because she started working on new music in LA early last year. Had to get on a plane, get back to Norway. She's from Norway. She had to get back there. And she's not somebody, she's came out in an interview and said like, she's a writer in the studio. That's where she thrives, is in the studio. And, you know, she kind of pieced it together with a producer in a studio in Norway, but she's used to writing songs in LA. So she was able to put a song together finally called Mirror. Super excited to hear that she's back. She's incredible live. Really love her sound. It's just kind of refreshing, a refreshing pop style. And even her lyrics are just unique to her sound. It's a great song for summer. So Sigrid, welcome back with a new one called Mirror.
I love it. Sigrid, I'm happy to hear that because I was like, I've been wondering like where
I know, man. Been quiet.
I know, but that is definitely good to know. All right, Dan, I know you probably have this one too. So let's just talk about it together. Billie Eilish, Lost Cause.
Yes.
She is figuring out new ways to surprise us. I don't know what she's going to give us. I feel like there was a moment where it was like, okay, I know what kind of song she's going to give us, but I feel like with this rollout, with these 4 songs that she's put out, I don't know what she's going to give us. And this is just another, just left turn for her. And this is like a banger in a Billie Eilish way. Yeah. Not like a banger in like this is, what all the radio sounds like. This is this is exactly what I would think Billie Eilish, if she was like, you know what, I'm going to make a banger to twerk with my friends to Lost Cause is it. And it's a jam. I love this song so much.
You're absolutely right. That's exactly the same thing that I was about to say, where it's a left turn everywhere and they're all good left turns, but we don't keep circling back. There's no circle here. Exactly. It's like, how do we keep making these left turns if we don't get back to where we were at all? It's a surprise. Every time it's a new song, it's a different style. You don't know what to expect. And she's still so super young in her career that she's already evolving is wild. And she certainly does it in the music video. She's coming into her own. She's an adult now. Don't watch it at work. But you're right. This is a video where she made to twerk around with her friends with. So there's your scoop into the video. It's funny. It's great. It's nice to see her kind of have fun with it because a lot of her music is serious and the videos are serious. This one's on the lighter end, but you're right. It's a Billie banger and it's fantastic. Such a good song.
Yeah, dude. I love this song. And this album doesn't come out until July, which I understand now why it's not coming out in July. She's headlining like every festival in the country. So like, I get why she's doing that, but like, I can't wait for this album. We've already got 4 songs. Like, I hope we don't get more songs. I don't want more.
It's enough.
But like, I feel like we're going to, because we got 2 months until the album comes out. It comes out at the end of July. So like, time. But like, we've got a lot of songs from this project, but like Billie's just killing it. So Lost Cause, absolutely what we're listening to.
Yeah, gonna be the summer of Billie. I think it's really gonna be fantastic. Next one up for me is near and dear to my heart. Someone else we haven't heard from in quite a while. Someone else we've seen at Coachella actually a couple of times. My girl Muh is back. Yes, the new song "Live to Survive." Her discography of these great dance tracks continues to evolve, continues to grow. Add this one to it. I'm telling you, add this one to it. It's our first solo track since 2019. Again, like I mentioned, hadn't heard from her in a while. What's going on? Muh, what's up, my girl? What's going on? She's got a new hair color. Loving it. Should be more to come from this year, but Live to Survive, great song for the summer.
I love it. Muh is back, dude. Muh's back. Coachella's back. I mean, things are right.
Feeling good. Yeah.
Oh
Good.
man. BTS Butter. I don't really need to say much about it. Those dudes don't miss. It's all I got to say. They don't miss. They don't miss. Doesn't matter if they're speaking in their language, if they're speaking in English. It does not matter. They don't miss. Butter, BTS. This could be the song of the summer. Could be. It will. This is going to be played whether you like it or not everywhere you go. So like whether it ends up being the song of the summer or not, I already know I'm going to hear this song a billion times from here until Labor Day. So get ready if you haven't.
Yeah, no doubt. It's a strong contender because we were waiting, right? Usually we get that inkling of what the song of summer could be in the spring, because typically it could come out in spring or right at the beginning of summer. And we're like, what the hell is going on? And here we are. And then we get a bunch of them all at once, but put Butter at the top of the list. That's going to be played a lot.
Yeah.
Last one I have is from your boys, my boys, our boys, Ashton's boys, Almost Monday.
Ooh.
Yes. Back on the playlist again. This is Growing Up. Speaking of like can't miss, it's unbelievable what these guys are doing so early in their careers. They can't miss. It's another alt pop hit. It's super catchy. It's going to be having you humming the chorus all summer long. I think so. It'll get stuck in your head. It's going to be off their sophomore EP released on July 9th. Perfect. Right in the middle of summer. I love it. Now, a week earlier or two for 4th of July parties would have been convenient, but that's okay. We're going to have a couple of tracks from it to go off of. But for those of you that are going back full circle, speaking of all those left turns, I am bringing this back full circle. For those of you actually graduating and deserve to put on a cap and gown, okay, this song is for you. This will be your theme this summer. This is Growing Up. So yes, you deserve it, not your younger sisters and other people throughout the community. You deserve it. You deserve this song. We all do. It's great. This is Growing Up, Almost Monday.
Oh, I love it. Almost Monday, man. If you don't know about Almost Monday, like they're so good. They're just so good. Like
so good. Yeah.
They make great songs. Great. I love them. So, I mean,
there'll be at a lot of festivals this fall and summer too. See that them popping up on quite a bit.
Yes. And I love them. So big shouts to Almost Monday. Big shouts to Ashton as well for that. Big listener of the Brunch Breakdown, Ashton is. All right, last one. Justin Bieber put out a deluxe version of his album, like a double deluxe version.
Yeah.
Didn't know this. Justin Bieber and Lil Uzi have a song called There She Go. Good song.
Yes.
This is a good song. It is just, I mean, it's kind of like the song with 21 Savage on the DJ Khaled album, and Justin just sounds good, floats. Lil Uzi sounds awesome. It's just a perfect summer song. Like, I know you said the summer of Billie Eilish, but like Justin's got some jams right now. And like,
yeah, dude,
because I know Peaches came out a while back now. It's like we're talking like Peaches came out like February or something, but like when that song comes on the radio, windows go down. And
that could be the earliest song of the summer release ever. You said it when it came out. Like, why is this coming out now? This is a summer song, and it would ride the whole summer. But still is.
And I mean, I don't know if that what that says about the music coming out and people putting out the music later, because I think they're just kind of waiting to see what the hell we're going with touring and stuff. But like, Peaches is so good. But this song just goes right with those songs that are just airy, and you want to be outside, or you want to be with the windows down, just hand out the window, just loving this song. So that's a good one. There she go. Justin Bieber, Lil Uzi.
Biebs, Coachella's waiting for you, brother.
I mean, come on.
It's a year. Make it happen.
Come on.
You got the jams. You got the jams for days.
Hashtag Christie's lineup. Justin Bieber's full headlining all 3 days. All 3 days. He's just singing Baby for the first night. Friday night, just Baby all over again.
Right. Yeah. We have the 3 stages of his career. I love it. We go from Friday to Sunday. Starts with Baby and on Friday night, ends with Peaches on Sunday night.
Oh, dude, the 3 stages of Bieber's career headlining Coachella. That could work. That could work.
That could seriously work.
We get like cute, like hair Bieber, then we get like douchebag Bieber in the middle.
Yeah.
And then we get like, now adult Bieber there. Like,
Absolutely.
come on. Let's go.
Make that happen.
That might be it. That might be it. That's it. I'm calling it right now. It's Biebercella. That's what we're doing. Oh, well, Dan. Last thing we'll talk about real quick. Mayweather, Logan Paul are fighting. And they're not announcing a winner. It is in the rules. They're not announcing a winner. So what are we doing this for?
Yeah, what is this for? We need a winner. You better be hoping that somebody's getting knocked out then. Because otherwise, what's the point of this thing? I think that's gonna. I don't know if it'll detract some people from wanting to watch it. Maybe it detracts more people, or not detracts, but maybe it makes more people want to watch it because you're not just going to be able to say, well, who won? You're going to have to kind of see who won. But I don't know. Like, why not? What's the point?
Dude, I have no idea. I have absolutely no clue what they're doing because you have to have a winner. That's the reason why you fight.
That's the whole point.
Pick a winner. Like, it doesn't matter if you fight in grade school. There is a winner. Like,
yeah.
Your friends will yell it. There's a winner.
Even with these like Mike Tyson exhibition matches and stuff like that, and there's no winner because it's an exhibition. Like that's not what this is. There needs to be a winner in this. If we need to know if either of these guys actually has it, still has it, or has it at all, we need to know who the better boxer is. We need to know that at the end of the night.
Yeah, I need a winner. Like if someone doesn't get knocked out, I need someone to announce a winner. So
now we have to hope for like a TKO. Now we need a knockout because otherwise there won't be a winner declared. Like whose side said this? Do you think one of the sides was like, hey, maybe we shouldn't have a winner? And they're like, yeah, sure. We'll agree to that. If you give us this percentage of the gate or whatever.
Yeah. I have no idea. It's weird. It's super weird. You have Floyd, who is not boxing. This is an exhibition. So who cares what happens? And Logan Paul's not a boxer. Who cares if you win or lose? Like,
it's not gonna blemish his record.
It's just stupid. I don't get it. But you know what? I'll be paying for it on Saturday night. So.
There you go.
So this is what I mean. It's not like it's gonna stop me from buying it.
I'm gonna have it.
Yeah, gonna absolutely have it on that night. So I'll be telling you exactly how stupid this whole thing was or wasn't. I have no idea.
We'll need to know. If we don't get the knockout, we're gonna need you to give us the breakdown of how it actually shaped out. We're on by now.
Well, that is it for the Brunch Breakdown. Make sure you follow us on all the social medias. Listen everywhere. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Dan, any final thoughts?
Enjoy summer, people. Go get your $5 Bud Light coupon.
Yes.
Get your vaccine. Get yourself some seltzer, icicles, and we look forward to. Hopefully, we'll have a table for three again back here next week with Chris returning. But until then, we wrote this was fun. We made it happen.
This was fun. We'll be back next week, hopefully talking cookout stuff, and we'll have an announcement on what our next movie that you've seen that we haven't. We'll have that coming up soon too.
That's right.
Peace.